Hello, everyone. I'm Justin,
And I'm Marcella.
and this is Sailor Manga, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Happy Moon Day, Marcella. How are ya?
I'm good. I have a mouthful of biscuit though, because when you said, "Are you ready?" I then took a big bite and I thought, probably shouldn't have.
You were like, I'm ready, but I'm also hungry. So,
I'm ready, but I'm eating.
yeah, that's
I do
totally fine.
apologize. Yes, but other than that, I'm good. A bit stressed with work, but
Yeah,
I'm
Marcella
not.
had a day at work, so.
I had a day, but I'm not worried about that now because it's Sailor Moon time, so all
Woo!
good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Today's my day off, so I had a lovely day off. It's currently 63 degrees in my apartment. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I
Nice.
love it. Yeah, you would love the tundra that is my apartment right now.
I know. Yeah, that sounds wonderful.
All right, so before we get started on today's act, which is Act 8, Minako Sailor V, super excited because we're officially starting Volume 2 of the Kodansha Eternal Editions.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, Marcella, do you have any moon news for us this week?
Not really. I kind of should have thought about this beforehand, but I'm not very prepared because real life stuff getting
Yeah.
in the way. But no, I don't think so because I did actually try. I went on down a bit of a Google rabbit hole the other day to try and locate the anime episodes because
Oh,
obviously
right.
the site that I was watching it on got closed down
I
permanently.
know.
So
The
I just
worst.
thought it has to be somewhere. And yeah, it's because I'm in the UK and I think you guys have easier access to it.
Right.
I just can't find it. And I was
I'm so sorry.
quite mad about the whole thing, thinking, Sailor Moon is, I suppose it's kind of a bit niche in a way, but it's a bit of a cult thing, isn't it? It's really popular and you just think it would be easier to come
Yeah,
by.
it shouldn't be as safeguarded as it is. I agree.
I don't understand. Like, don't they want my money? Because I
Maybe
want
you
to.
could buy it on like the iTunes store if you have iTunes.
I do,
Or if
but
you have
it's
an
not on
iPhone.
there.
iTunes, you're slacking.
This is what I mean because I just want to be able to buy it. I'm the meme,
How
like
to
shut up
buy.
and
I'm Googling right now.
shut
How
up
to
and
buy.
take my money, and they don't want it. They're like, no, it's not.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough. Yeah, I Google Sailor Moon, and the top result it comes back with is Popeye the Sailor.
Shut up. No.
This is I'm in iTunes, in the iTunes store. That's what it comes up with.
Oh my
I know,
God.
and I'm like, ooh, Popeye, a man. He's
Not a man in 2021.
It doesn't even compare to Sailor Moon. How dare they? And yeah,
Well, I
and then
just
I get
Googled
the
how to
options of
buy Sailor Moon.
having
Go ahead.
ringtones. Yeah, but for you it will be different because you'll be
Well,
able
I
to.
typed in how to buy Sailor Moon in the UK.
Oh, and was it just laughter, soundbite of laughter?
It's not looking good.
I'm
Like nothing's coming up. That's so bizarre. Oh, here's a petition for a UK distribution rights to Sailor Moon. Oh, so I guess that's why you can't find it. Because
Sorry, I'm just quickly
people
finishing my biscuit. I'll be
do
done
it.
after this.
So
Anyway, I'm sure
people are so upset. Wow.
I'm going to sign
This is
that
a thing.
petition. It's a
Do it.
thing.
It's on change.org, so you know it's legit.
Anyway, sorry, that was all about my
You're good.
holes.
It's all good.
So where were we?
Moon news.
Moon news.
My moon news. The only moon news I have is after I did today's Sims 4 Big Brother stream, shameless plug, you go check it out. It's really good. Even though my internet is shit, so if this podcast messes up today, I'm gonna be so mad because it split my stream into 2 separate streams today because my internet was faulty. It was annoying as fuck. But after the stream, I decided that I wanted to mess around with I basically am gonna put every Sailor Moon character in my Sims 4 world.
Yes.
And I created Chaos, the ultimate villain. We'll get to him in the Sailor Moon manga, but the ultimate villain, Chaos. And I created I made all of his children like the big bosses. So Queen Metalia is
Mm,
his child, Galaxia is his child, Death Phantom, Pharaoh 90.
okay.
And then I'm gonna make like Queen Beryl is gonna be Queen Metalia's daughter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have because I want them all to have lineage, and be connected.
Yes.
So yeah, that was fun. I created all of them plus Mistress 9, who I just made like the wife of Pharaoh 90 because I was like, oh, that's cute.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. They all have like weird
Yeah.
face paint to make them look creepy, except for Galaxia because she's the only one who looks like a human.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But that's
I
my
love
only
it.
moon news. A little lacking on moon news this week.
Am I going to be able to see them? Will you be doing some kind of
Oh yeah,
stream or just share
uh,
photos?
I'll probably share photos to you for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get started with today's act. Like I said, today we're reading Act 8, Minako Sailor V. Super excited to be in Volume 2 of the Kodansha Eternal Editions now. And we start with the Volume 2 cover page.
Oh,
It's gorgeous. It's in color. It's a green background. Marcella's your favorite color.
yeah.
And it's got all the guardians: Moon, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, looking lovely.
Yeah.
And then we got the table of contents. We're going to bypass that. And then we get this first page, which is like low key, picks up right where the cliffhanger left off from Act 7. But it's a
Mm,
beautiful color page. And it's Sailor Moon. And
yeah.
she's thinking to herself, that silhouette. She looks like, but she can't be. But I felt it. For a split second, I felt an electric shock run through me. She's the mythical guardian of justice, Sailor V. And then we see this gorgeous drawing of Sailor V, and she's taken her
Yeah.
gloves off, and she's got her bead belt. Artemis is in the background. She's got the moon crescent on her forehead. Gorgeous.
Her thighs are looking amazing as well.
Right? And
Mm,
then we flip the page and we get the chapter cover page, 2 pages actually, and it's Usagi, tuxedo mask, and Sailor V with like a starry background and the moon in the distance. Looks totally cool. This is
beautiful.
background fuel. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I feel like she stepped up her game. And that's hard
She
to do
did
because her game is already amazing.
at the highest quality, yeah.
Mm,
All right, so then we get back to the black and white pages and we officially start this chapter. And we start it with like a classic like anime manga trope where it cuts to everyone's face and everyone's shocked as shit.
yeah.
And they're like Sailor V and this gorgeous picture of Sailor V, of course. And then it
Yeah.
cuts, I love this, it cuts to Queen Beryl. And she's looking in her crystal ball, her mystical ball. And she's like, a fifth guardian? No, it can't be. Is she dot dot dot? Who is she? They don't know. They're trying to clock her, but they can't.
They are.
So then Jupiter says, Sailor V, the mythical guardian of justice? I don't believe it. Why would she be here? And then Mars says, but that's not the Sailor V we know. Look at her clothes. And then Ami and Luna are they're still at the command center. They didn't help out. They didn't give two shits. And Mercury says, Luna? And Luna's just like, hmm.
Yeah.
And then Sailor V goes, hee hee. And she puts her mask on, her red mask, and she says, good point. I've almost never taken this mask off in front of other people. And Usagi's like, red glasses? It's Sailor V.
Hmm.
And then Artemis pops in, the white cat from before, and he says, for pity's sake, how can you be so rude? Yes, it's true, she is Sailor V, but you stand before the holy heiress to the Moon Kingdom, the Silver Millennium, and to the sacred royal gemstone, the mystical silver crystal. She is Princess Serenity.
Is she?
Is she? However, I love this drawing of her and Artemis,
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
says she's Princess Serenity. She looks fly as fuck. She looks super
She
cute.
does.
And so Usagi's thinking to herself, Sailor V is the princess? I knew it. I knew that mark on her forehead meant something. But, Sailor Moon's thinking about it and she says it must be the mark of Princess Serenity. And then her forehead starts to flash. And she's like, what's happening? My forehead feels hot. And her tiara changes from like her ornate tiara to like a a moon crescent tiara.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. It almost, like, the
Yeah.
way it's drawn, it looks like horns. It's like a gem with two horns, but I think it's supposed to signify a crescent.
Yeah.
And she's like, my tiara, it changed shape. I feel like I was about to remember something important. And then Tuxedo Mask pops in because, he's good at showing up inconveniently or conveniently.
That's what
And
he
he's like,
does.
yeah, he looks and he's like, Princess Serenity? And Sailor V, she's having none of this bullshit because she's like, who's there? And she rips off her whip belt, and she slaps it at Tuxedo Mask. And he reflects it with his cape, and they just stare at each other like, huh? I love that her first thing was to attack Tuxedo Mask. We
Yeah,
stand.
she was just like, a man, bash.
A man, get out of here. So Tuxedo Mask is shook by this, and he just runs off.
Yeah, as he does.
And Sailor V's like, that was ... And then it cuts to Tuxedo Mask running away, and he's like, Princess Serenity, what is it about that name? It sounds so familiar. And then he flashes back to when Zoocyte was gonna use a piece of glass to kill Usagi. And he's thinking, Usako, I want to protect her, but I couldn't. And then we flash back to the girls, and Sailor Moon is looking flustered as fuck. And Sailor V is like, you've done a good job so far, Sailor Moon. And then everyone's just staring at her, and Usagi's like, it's Sailor V. I've always admired her, and now here she is in front of me. She's here, and she's the princess. It doesn't feel real. So then Sailor V says, I've been monitoring your progress through the game machine, so I feel like we're already old friends. And Artemis is like, you know that you've been using the Sailor V game to practice fighting, right? Bitch, no. No, we do not know this.
Luna didn't tell us.
Luna didn't say shit, and she's been talking to the damn machine. Once again, Luna the liar. So Sailor V says that practice has paid off. And Sailor Moon's like, Sailor V's been using her game to teach me how to fight? So when the game talked to me, that was actually her? And everyone is basking in Sailor V's glory.
Yeah.
And Sailor V extends her hand to Jupiter and says, it's good to finally meet you, Sailor Jupiter. And like when their hands meet, they glow.
Yes.
She does the same to Mars. And then Mars is like, wait, for a second, I thought I saw something in her mind's eye, if you will. And then Sailor V says, I need you to remember who you really are.
I'm gonna need her
who
to
you
remember
were
who she is.
before this life. Right, exactly.
Sorry.
So Luna says, Sailor Moon? And Sailor Moon says, Luna? And then Sailor V says, Luna? Are you in the command center? Let's go join her. And then she takes out her transformation pen and de-transforms. And Sailor Moon says, Princess? And Sailor V's like, this is my secret identity. Here on Earth, I'm Minako Aino, a second year in middle school, just like all of you. Nice to meet you. Now let's book it.
Yeah.
So cut to the Crown Game Center. Like this act is wasting no time. Like it picks up right where the cliffhanger left off, and then you don't have any time to recoup. We're getting all the dish right here. And we're about to get a lot of information.
We are. This is, Luna could have learned from this, but I'm just saying.
Luna the liar?
Yeah.
Take note. Because now we're getting into Sailor V the truthful.
Yes.
So Minako, I'm just going to call her Minako since she's de-transformed.
Yeah.
So Minako and is bringing all the crew down to the game center, or the command center. And Luna says, Your Highness, please accept my apologies for not being there to greet you. And she's like, you don't need to apologize, Luna. You were doing a great job, bitch. Minako, the liar. She's not been doing a great job. She's been holding all of this information.
Yeah.
So Minako says, it's good to be in the command center again, acting like I guess she kind of has been there since she's been living inside the damn video game.
Well, yeah, true.
So then Ami, everyone's de-transformed at this point. So Ami says, Sailor V, Your Highness, we've been searching for you all this time. We had no idea that you were our princess, but you knew about us? Why didn't you contact us sooner? And Minako says, oh, Mercury, you silly girl. Where should I begin? It's like, at the beginning would be fucking nice, since Luna doesn't like to start there.
Yeah.
So Minako says...
We're about to get the deets, though.
Yeah, we're about to get, like, several pages of information.
Yeah.
So Minako says, I met Artemis, my partner here, a very long time ago. And she rubs Artemis's head, and he's purring. Super cute. She says, that was before I knew about any of you. I became the guardian of justice, Sailor V. At first, Artemis and I worked together to solve the mysterious crimes that were breaking out all over Tokyo. And it's got this little panel of her, like, fighting crime, but it's just her waving her arms in the air. I guess that's how she fights crime. And she says, it wasn't until later that I learned about Luna and all of you. And I just want to take a second because this awesome panel of all four girls,
Yeah.
Mako, Ami, Usagi, and Rei, in their school uniforms, and they just look so cute. And then she says, I wish I could have joined you sooner, but we decided to focus on finding out what we could about the enemy on our own to give you time to awaken. While we were gathering information, we started to see one very large shadow lurking behind all of these mysteries. These crimes are not the work of human beings. As we followed the clues, we learned that they were all committed by a group called the Dark Kingdom. It's like, okay, speed it up, sis. Like, we already know this. We're already
Yeah,
there.
we've pieced that together over the last few acts.
Yeah,
But
we've gotten
I
that far.
appreciate
The
the
full spectrum, yeah.
imparting of knowledge.
So Minako continues, and pulling the strings of that dark kingdom is a sinister being, born of the darkness, pure, concentrated evil, unlike any creature living on this planet. In its lust for power, it set its sight on the sacred stone of the Moon Kingdom, the mystical silver crystal, and now it's trying to take over the Earth. It uses human energy, our life force, as its power source. That's why it's attacking people. And Ray's like, have you met this thing, Your Highness? And Minako says, once, a long time ago. That thing is the reason the Moon Kingdom was destroyed, the reason no one in the Silver Millennium ever found happiness. It was supposed to be locked away forever, but someone has broken the seal again. I can't believe she's been reborn too. So let's take a pause. So Queen Metalia is what basically Queen Metalia destroyed the Moon Kingdom.
Yeah.
Whether it was through Beryl or not, she's the culprit.
Yes.
And the someone who's broken the seal, of course, is Beryl, because we got that flashback in the last act.
We did, yeah.
So it's unclear whether or not Beryl truly thirsts for power. We're going to get there. Or if, like, Metalia's corrupted her.
Yes.
It's unclear, but basically, Minako is like, Queen Metalia is the big bad. She's the reason for all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Minako says, you know what this means, don't you? If we want to stop this tragedy from repeating itself, we must seal it away again, permanently.
Okay.
And Mako's like, is that why? We don't want to repeat the tragedy of the past. That's why we were reborn as guardians? It's like, yep, you're getting there. You're feeling it out. You're doing good, girl. So Ami's like, but Your Highness, I hate them calling her Your Highness. It's I didn't realize how often they say Your Highness until I'm having to read it. But Ami says, what about the mystical silver crystal? And Minako says, I can't tell you where it's being kept. It would be too dangerous. For now, just know that it's safe from enemy hands. Okay, hold on. So this mystical silver crystal that we've been trying to keep from enemies' clutches, you know where it's at.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to keep hunting it, like Luna said, aka Luna the liar. So what the fuck? I'm sorry, but I call bullshit on this, hitting the bullshit button, because if Luna was talking to Artemis and or Minako, then they could have told her. I mean, there is a chance that Luna didn't know that the silver crystal was safe until just now. But still, come on, guys. Why are we doing this?
They're meant to be a team, and I feel like they're not working as, well as they could.
Not at all.
Team at this stage.
Absolutely not. So Minako continues, they're bound to come after us, and we need to make sure the crystal stays safe. And Usagi's thinking she's right. We can't let them have the silver crystal. And Minako says, I hope we're all ready to fight. Well, I guess we don't have fucking a choice, but thanks.
No.
Usagi's monologuing again. She's so bold and fearless. It's like the princess is protecting us. Princess Serenity.
Oh.
And then she's thinking, was the princess always like that? And then this is very confusing. I don't know why we cut to Juban Shopping District and why we cut to Mako by herself walking around. And then, because we're going to cut to Mako and then cut to someone else in like a split second, but whatever.
Yeah.
So Mako's walking around the shopping district and she's thinking, there's still this fog in my mind, but I feel like she was closer to us than that, talking about Minako.
Yeah.
And then we cut to a dream and someone is saying Serenity, and Usagi's in the dream. She turns around and she sees a man and she cries out Endymion to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then she jolts awake and she's like, a dream? And it's the morning. And we get this cute little panel of Usagi in her bed, Luna's laying in her bed, and then a stuffed bunny's in her bed or by her bed. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So Usagi's getting up, looking around. She was startled by the dream. She couldn't go back to sleep. And she's thinking to herself, I guess I'm having these dreams because I met the princess. Wait, Serenity? Someone hears that name and turns around? Is that me in the dream? And that man I keep seeing in the dream, I was calling him Endymion. And then she looks at the clock and she's like, bitch, it's only 6 a.m.
Oh.
6 a.m. for Usagi. That might as well have been when she went to bed. It's
Yeah,
that
go
early.
go back to sleep, girl.
For real. And even Luna looks like drugged out. She's like,
She does. That's actually how I looked when I woke up the morning at 9
So
a.m.
Usagi has gotten dressed for school. Luna's hopped on her head. It's one of her favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
And she's yawning, and we get a whoa from Kenji, Usagi's
Yeah.
dad, and he's like, "What's wrong? Why are you up so early? My little sleeping bunny."
Oh,
And he's like, "I was just out for a run." I know, so cute that he says my little sleeping bunny.
I know.
And he says, "I was just out for a run." It's like you're not really Usagi.
What was he
That's
doing
fair.
going out for a run?
I
6
know,
a.m.
at 6 a.m. Good lord.
Ugh,
I guess being a
what a
magazine editor
loser.
is really not a loser. God.
Actually, I think
Oh,
we know
God.
who's the loser here, and it's me. But anyway.
So then Usagi's thinking about Minako being like, "This is my secret identity." And she's like, "That's right, Dad." I'm not calling him Daddy. "That's right, Dad."
Daddy Moon.
Yeah, Daddy Moon. The Usagi was only my secret identity. And he's like, "Huh? Then who are you really?" And Luna is like, "Bitch, don't do it. Don't do it." But Usagi's like, and she cries, "I am the guardian of love and justice, Sailor Moon. That's right." And he's like, "Uh-huh, I see. So that's why you're up so early? Uh-huh, gotcha." And she's like, "It's
Gotcha.
true. I may be Usagi, but I'm also Sailor Moon." And she's like, "Ugh, he won't believe me." It's like, "No, I wouldn't believe you either, bitch."
Yeah, sorry, Usagi, but I wouldn't be.
So she's like, "I'm both. I'm Usagi and I'm Sailor Moon. But which one is the real me?" It's like,
Oh.
both of them. You're
Both of
both of
them,
them.
exactly. You can be.
And you
can be
just said,
both.
"I'm both."
Yeah, that's true. Actually, she
It's
did.
like, listen to yourself first and then go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so Usagi's walking through Achinohashi Park with Luna, and they're by this super cute fountain. The fountain's going off, and she sees Mamoru Chiba. He's sitting by the fountain reading some books. Super cute.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Mamo." So she thinks to herself, "Mamo," because that's her little nickname for him.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, good morning." And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Okay, Mamoru, chill, chill." And
He's
Usagi sees
there.
that he's reading a book called Encyclopedia of Crystals. And if Luna were reading it, it would say Encyclopedia of Lies. Sorry, I'm just pissed off at Luna.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'm
I'm
still
sure
mad.
we're. Yeah.
Minako too. Minako too. Minako's on the Encyclopedia of Lies list as well,
Mm,
as far as I'm concerned.
yeah. It's 2 pages and picture of Luna on one and Mina on the other.
All right, so Usagi's thinking back to her last encounter with Mamoru when he was like, "I'm searching for the only clue to my identity, the mystical silver crystal." And she's thinking, "What exactly are we looking for? Everyone wants to find the mystical silver crystal." So then he's thinking back to when she said, "Help me," and he showed up. So they're both
Yeah.
thinking about each other, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mamoru says, "I guess even when I feel like I don't have the right to talk to you, destiny wants me to see you anyway, Usako."
I love how his face softens when he looks at her.
I know. And that's a good point to make because in the first panel, his features are very sharp,
Yeah.
very, not connected to her. But in that panel, when he looks at her and calls her Usako, yeah, he
Yeah.
does soften. It's super
He
cute.
does. My heart.
I know, same. So Usagi's like, "Yeah, I guess so." And she's thinking to herself, "He called me Usako
I
again."
know.
And she just hears the words in her head again. Destiny wants us to see each other. And she's just warmed by this.
I am
You can
too.
tell she's blushing.
Yeah. Me
Super cute.
too.
So she reaches into her pocket and she's like, "So, this watch, it's yours, isn't it? I've been meaning to give it back to you." And again, the softened features, he says, "That's okay. You keep it. I have some things of yours too that I should give back." And he's thinking back that it's the handkerchief that you dropped at the
Yeah.
ball a while back. And I always seem to miss my chance to return it. And he thinks back to their gorgeous first unconscious kiss.
Clandestine kiss. Yeah.
So Usagi says, "What? What is it? You have something of mine? Did I drop something?" And he winks at her and says, "Next time, we'll make a trade, I promise." It's like, okay, Mamoru, you got the moves. Okay.
I'd need to know what it is though. My anxiety would not take not
Hmm.
knowing what
I'd
it
be like,
was.
what is it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to
So,
tell me now.
right. So Usagi's like, okay, it's a promise. And she looks so fucking cute with
I
like her
know.
smiling at him. Oh, god damn it. And then in walks Luna the liar.
Mm.
And she's just like, she walks up to them and then walks past them. She's like, they're in their own little world. And she sighs and says, Usagi is head over heels for him. Nothing I say will get through to her now. But he makes me worry. Mamoru Chiba, Tuxedo Mask. Is it safe for Usagi to be in love with him? Who is he really? And as if he can read her mind, Artemis struts up and he says, you have nothing to worry about. And Luna's just like, huh? And Artemis says, Luna, your first mission was to find Sailor Moon and her team and raise them into guardians. But there's more to it than that. We didn't want to make this too hard on you, which is why we didn't force you to remember any more than you already have. But your
Mm.
main role has always been that of caretaker to her holiness.
Mm.
So first it was her highness, and now she's her holiness. So she's basically a
Yeah.
religious figure at this point. Princess
She's
Serenity is
like
like
Taylor
Jesus
Swift.
Christ.
Yeah.
Like Taylor Swift. Even better than
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, come on, step it up.
Step it up like it's a like Taylor Swift's a level up from Jesus Christ. I love it.
Yeah, in my book.
Same, mine too. But Artemis says, I think it's about time you knew everything, Luna. And Luna looks adorable here, even though she's a fucking liar. And she's like, Artemis? All right, so then we cut to Dum Dum Dum, the Dark Kingdom. But before we cut there, I just want to note this little chibi drawing of Tuxedo Mask is fucking adorable on the side.
Yeah,
Super
little
cute.
winky face.
All right, so I'll let you be the reigning voice on this. Should I do my Queen Natalia voice again, or should I just read it like normal?
Do the voice again.
Oh, do the voice. Okay. Quiet on set. Energy. Okay. Oh, the princess of the Moon Kingdom. Yes, Queen Natalia. So she's shown herself at last. She wants to obliterate me and revive her kingdom, no doubt. But I sense nothing from this princess, and she has yet to take any action against me. Does this mean she has not yet found the mystical silver crystal? You must crush them all, and quickly. I can wait no longer. Beryl, there is no time to waste. If we are to reign over the earth once more, we must take the silver crystal for ourselves. The princess of the silver millennium has been reborn, multitudes strong in search of the mystical silver crystal, and the battle begins anew. This time, we will be victorious. Everything will be ours. And scene.
So good.
Okay, I had my moment. There we go. So then we cut to elsewhere in the Dark Kingdom. There is, actually, let's go back. I want to talk about this panel of Beryl when she says, yes, Queen Natalia. She just looks, I don't know, there's something kind of vulnerable about the way she looks right there.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. She just looks kind of like she doesn't want to take the orders, which we already know she wants the silver crystal for herself.
Yeah, she's very, very submissive
And all these drawings of Queen Natalia, which is literally just smoke, eyes, and a mouth.
But I love that side
love
profile of Beryl.
Yeah,
Kind of
I do
close up
too.
one. Oh, she is serving.
She is.
And I'm
New York Fashion Week, honey.
2 portions.
2 portions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. But yeah, the drawings are really dark and shit. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
But anyway, then we cut to elsewhere. There's 3 coffins and Kunzite is looking over them.
Yeah.
And he's thinking to himself, Zoisite, I can't believe that you too have been brought to this. Jadeite, Nephrite, I can see you shriveling before my eyes. What a pitiful sight. And I just want to take a note here. In my mind, I don't care about the manga in this personal regard, but in my mind, Kunzite and Zoisite are together, like they are in the anime.
Yes.
That's just my preferred. I know they're evil, but that's just my preferred headcanon is that they are together.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Even though their relationship is a little iffy.
Yeah.
But I gotta take my gay representation where I can get it, so I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So then Kunzite says, and the 4 heavenly kings have been reduced to 1. And then Beryl barrels in, and she says, Kunzite, my commander of the Middle East, reviving your comrades would be a simple matter, if we had the mystical silver crystal. And he's like, yes, I'm aware of that, Queen Beryl. And she offers her hand, and he kisses it very daintily.
Yeah.
And he says, she says, but first, the princess and her sailor guardians must die.
Oh dear. She looks good though, so.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, she looks bomb. So then Kunzite, on his next mission, is surveying Tokyo. and he oversees a bunch of, random Tokyo people. And they're saying, ooh, the city lights are so beautiful. It's almost too bright to be nighttime. It's like an overflowing treasure chest. I love the view from here. It's like diamonds everywhere. And there's couples cuddling and, just enjoying life.
Yeah.
And Kunzite's like, mm-hmm. And
He
he says,
looks
those lights are a
vast
waste of
in the picture.
energy. Oh, he does. He's in like an energy orb that he's creating, and he's like sitting down, floating in the air like a boss ass bitch. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
And he says, those lights are a waste of energy and a blot on the landscape. True beauty can only be found in the splendor of darkness.
Mm.
And he decrees, I will throw you to the darkness, princess. You and your sailor guardians will fall before it. And then, of course, we cut back to the girls. And where are they? Let me flip ahead. Where the fuck are they? They're just out on the town, it looks like. Yeah, they're out on the town.
Topping my
I can
wine
hear
up.
your wine pouring. I love it. Nothing happened.
Nobody
It's
knows.
fine.
Nobody knows.
So the girls are all traveling, around Juban together. And Usagi says, so I guess, Sailor V, I mean Princess, you look just like a normal girl, huh? It's like a fairy tale. And Minako says, I could say the same to you, Sailor Moon. And this is where I fall even more in love with Rei. I love her to death. Rei says, you never have a thought in your head, do you, Usagi? The instant you detransform, your intelligence takes a nosedive. Would you please stop fangirling over the princess? It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I just have to say, now, I love Usagi. She's my spirit animal. My
Right. Your
favourite's
fave.
obviously no, my favourite's Jupiter.
Well, your favorite is Jupiter,
But-
of course, yeah.
But yeah, I think my second favourite's Usagi. And I know a lot of people hate on Sailor Mars because they're like, oh, she's so mean to Sailor Moon. But I can't.
No, I love her.
I cannot not love Sailor Mars because I just love the way she speaks.
See, I don't think she's mean. I just think she's real. She's
I've heard
blunt,
I've
but she's
read a
real.
lot of people saying they don't like it because they think she's mean to
See, I love her
Usagi,
so
but
much.
I just love people who
She's
are.
the realist of the group.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
rational one.
So even
Well,
though
I'd
I'm
say
like-
Jupiter's the most rational, but
Yeah, I do. I love Sailor Mars. I love her directness. She's kind of like the Anya,
same.
the Anya of the group, or the Cordelia rather. The Cordelia.
Oh my god. She is Cordelia Chase from Buffy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Speaking of, super side note, we started Angel.
You've never seen it before, have you?
I've never seen it.
Oh, I'm
No.
so bloody excited.
So we watched the first episode, and seeing my beautiful Cordy again made me so fucking happy.
I know. How amazing does she look in the first episode at
Oh
that
my
party in that dress?
Oh my god, bitch.
I know.
It was a red dress, I believe.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
I know. She had me questioning
Gorgeous.
things. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway, back to Sailor Moon.
Anyway,
Moon,
sorry.
All right.
We'll discuss
So,
later.
yeah, of course. So Usagi's like, "What? You're mean, Ray. You didn't have to go that far." And then I love this group shot because it shows all 5 girls. And Maka's like, there, Usagi. It's okay. And Ray's like, what? It's true, isn't it? And then Minako's just like, and then Ami's just like, I'm so tired of this. I need to study.
Head buried in a book. It's just a representation of all their personalities in
Yes,
that one.
that's what I love so much about Sailor Moon is like, it might be a lot to have 5 girls, but they're so very different 5 girls and
Yeah,
so very distinct
definitely.
personalities. And it's so wonderful. Their group dynamic
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
So they're walking near Tokyo Tower, which is beautiful. And they're like, anyway, it's getting pretty late. So they're thinking about, heading in when Kunzite sends out a massive flare of energy and it breaks the power lines. And Mako basically, she doesn't get zapped by the power lines, but she feels the power lines.
Oh, yeah, she would.
And there's a instant blackout over Tokyo. The lights go out. Everyone's like, Mako, are you okay? The lights are out. So everyone's crowding around Mako. And they're like, Mako, are you okay? And she's like grabbing her head. Ami says, is it a blackout? Bitch, yes, it is. And someone says, the power lines have snapped. Ami, stay away from those. And then they're checking on Mako. And then they turn to a disturbing scene. They see a couple people near the power lines. And they look like they're fucking dead.
I think they've been killed by the power line.
Well, I think if we...
Those 2 people in particular, anyway.
I think if we zoom forward, they come back, don't they?
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Oh, no, they don't.
Yeah, I think they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So Kunzite might have just killed these poor people.
Yeah. I mean,
But
not
yeah, they look-
everybody, but those...
Not everybody, but they
particular-
were close to the power lines. They got zapped.
Yeah.
So back at the command center, Luna with her little Madonna mic says, Artemis, all the power sources in Tokyo were just shut down simultaneously. And he's like, what? And Mako says, I felt those power lines. For a split second, there was a massive surge of energy. And Usagi says, is it the enemy? And Minako, because she's basically the leader now, says,
Yeah.
everyone transform. I have a feeling the enemy is nearby.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, do it.
What?
Oh, I thought you said something. Sorry.
Oh, no, I did. I just said you're right.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I didn't hear you. My bad.
It's all right.
So, even though they all transform, we only get Moon Prism Power makeup. We only get Usagi's transformation. And they say the blackout spread pretty far. Don't tell me they've taken the energy out of everyone in the city. This is scary. I've never seen such darkness. Then look, there's a light coming from the top of Tokyo Tower. And then I believe this is Minako, or Sailor V, excuse me.
Yeah.
She says, then that's where we need to go. And Ami says, no, not you, Your Highness. Please stop calling her Your Highness. Jesus Christ. Anyway, she's like, go wait with Luna and Artemis in the command center. And she says, no, I'm going with you. And Usagi says, then it's our job to protect you. And then Usagi turns and she says, or she's thinking to herself, I have a bad feeling about this. Tuxedo Mask, is he all right? They didn't get him too, did they? Mamoru, my Mamo. And then we cut to another dream, and it's Mamoru's dream, spoiler alert, and he hears the name Endymion, and he snaps up from the dream. He's like, and he says, a dream? Did someone call me? My head hurts. What happened? And he's looking out his window, and he says, a blackout? What's that? It's really bright, and the only light in the entire city. Tokyo Tower, of course. Cut back to the girls. Mako says, we're going up to the top. Nobody let go. So they all form hands, and they are floating up to the top of Tokyo Tower. Because they can just casually fly. In the anime, they can't really fly, but in the manga, they kind of can.
Yeah.
They can hover and shit. It's pretty cool. So they go up to the tower, and of course, there's Kunzite, and he says, I've been expecting you. And then Sailor Moon throws off her mask, because I gotta mention it. And she says, how dare you drain people of their energy? Not even a god can get away with that. It's like, actually, I think that they could, but, okay. And she does her favorite lines. I am the guardian of love and justice. I am the pretty sailor-suited soldier. I am Sailor Moon. And in the name of the moon, we'll punish you. And I love this group shot of the girls, especially Jupiter with her hand on her hip. She's like, I'm ready, bitch. So it was Sailor Moon brings out the moon wand. She says, moon healing escalation. But what does Kunzite do? He redirects the energy and shifts it back at Sailor Moon. And she starts falling off the tower.
He's like Uno reverse card.
Scar. Damn it. I wasn't ready. Oh shit. Okay. So Sailor Moon is falling and they're yelling after Sailor Moon and she's like, oh no, I'm falling. But of course, Tuxedo Mask is there to catch her.
Yeah.
And she's like, Tuxedo Mask. And she wraps her arms around him. Tuxedo Mask. And she's like thinking to herself, I don't believe it. It happened again. He came to my rescue again. And then she lifts back from hugging him. She says, it's not safe here. We'll beat the bad guys. You need to run as far as you can. And she leans in and she kisses Tuxedo Mask.
Oh,
our first consensual kiss.
I know. We love consent.
There's nothing sexier than consent, ladies. But I do love this
He
panel
looks
of them kissing.
quite shocked by the kiss as well.
He does. He's like, "Oh, you're awake. I'm not used to this. This is weird."
Her eyes are closed though.
Her eyes are closed, so he can get into it. Yeah. So she floats away from him and she goes back up to the top of Tokyo Tower and he's like, he blushes, grabs his mouth, and he's like, Sailor Moon.
I know.
Wait, hold on. I'll do it the same way that we do Tuxedo Mask. Sailor Moon. There we go. So he's looking up at her and thinking, today you've shown me just how strong you are. Every time we meet, I see a new side of you. Are there versions of you I have yet to meet? What are you really like? Who is the real you?
Look
Oliver.
at her, that picture of her there.
I know, with her arms spread out. Looks so cute. But anyway, then we cut back to the battle. Sailor Moon joins the other Guardians. They're like, Sailor Moon! Just as bad bitch Jupiter says Supreme Thunder and throws it at Kunzite. But Kunzite's still all got his legs crossed, sitting in the air, floating, and he's got his energy orb around him, and the energy just absorbs into the orb
Yeah.
that he's in. And Jupiter says, "It didn't work. Is he absorbing all of my electric power?" And he
Yeah.
says, he leans forward. He's like, "More. Give me more. Then I'll send that energy back at you hundreds of times stronger."
I can hear give me more, give me more.
Yes, by Britney, Queen Britney. Yes. And
I
he says,
apologize. I'm singing.
"Oh no, I love it. That's the best album. Blackout by Britney Spears. So good." So Kunzite says, "I will blow Tokyo off the map." And Sailor Moon's like, and she turns to the girls and she's like, "You have to run now." And then she's thinking, he's going to attack us with the energy he absorbed. Take the princess somewhere safe. And she points the moon wand at the group of girls and puts them in a protective energy orb of their own.
Look at
And they're
her
like,
taking control.
"I know, right?" And they're like, "Sailor Moon, no." But all Sailor Moon is thinking, we have to protect her, talking about the Moon Princess, aka Minako, aka Sailor V.
Mm.
And speaking of Sailor V, she's like, "Sailor Moon," and thinking to herself, what have I done? But Kunzite flashes another wave of energy as Sailor V says, "We have to protect Sailor Moon." And yeah, Kunzite channels all the energy and sends it at Sailor Moon. Tuxedo Mask is, still down below, and he's like, "She's in trouble. This time, I will protect her." And then what happens? He jumps in. He floats up because he can float too. Apparently, he jumps up and he runs, or he flings himself in front of the energy blast that Kunzite sends. This gorgeous panel of him flinging himself in front of Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And then he gets struck really, really hard. Usagi looks really devastated, and there's all these, like, I guess blood splatters coming from Tuxedo Mask. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it does
kinda
look like that. Yeah.
So he's super hurt by this energy blast, and because Naoko Takeuchi loves to leave on a cliffhanger, that's how we end the act.
She does, I know.
That's the end of the chapter. Super, super suspenseful. There was so much going on in this act.
Yeah.
But Marcella, what was your favorite part?
Oh my goodness. Can I have favorite parts?
Oh, of course, as always, yes.
So, I think first and foremost, the thing that stands out to me is just the absolute adorableness of the kind of little, I don't want to say blossoming love, because, between Mamoru and...
I mean, I would say blossoming love. I think that's fair.
Yeah, okay. Between Mamoru and Usagi. And
Agreed.
I just loved that whole section where he was, sort of reading the books by the fountain, and then he softened when he saw her, and my
I know,
goodness,
that's so cute.
my heartstrings were being played like a harp.
Aw, that's so cute.
I know. I'm a bit of a sucker for a bit of romance. So yeah, I loved that. And then of course, the barrel drawings in this were just top notch.
Quite awesome.
I mean, they always
Yes.
are, but I don't know. I just felt like they stuck out to me quite a lot. And then I think I kind of want to say, I know he's like team bad guy, but I actually just really liked Kunzite with his serving, when he was set down in his little ball of energy, looking like an absolute boss. Crossed legs, armed crossed, like, "Come and get me, ladies."
Like, come and try it.
Yeah, throwing his Uno reverse card in their face. Yeah, just yeah, that part particularly stood out to me too. Yeah, I think they're the kind of highlights. But in all honesty, the whole thing was great.
Yeah, this act was so action packed. Like it
it
didn't stop moving when it started walking.
So
like,
much information as well.
Yeah,
So much
agreed.
information. I mean, Act 9 though is going to be next level.
Woo! Yes, I can't wait.
Yeah. What about you?
Let's see. What were my favorite parts? Yeah. It's funny. We always tend to sort of have the same favorites, but yeah, the softening of Mamoru, I love it.
Yeah.
Seeing their little romance blossom is great. Actually, I just want to call out to the Queen Natalia parts, and not because my incredible voice acting.
Which is amazing.
But like you really get us. I like that we're building on the darkness of like how serious this evil threat is. So
Yeah,
I'd have to say that's one of my favorite parts. Just because it's my personal headcanon. Kunzite being, really upset over Zoisite's demise because they're OTP.
yeah,
Love that. Kunzite in general, like I think this is sort of the most sort of flair besides Zoisite that we've gotten from one of the generals.
yeah, I
Um,
think so.
like I don't know, you get a little bit more of his personality. Even though Zoisite's a drag icon, love him. But yeah, what's my other my least favorite part is Luna the Liar
Oh, yeah,
and her being upstaged by Artemis. He's like, here's the true thesis. Love
yeah,
that. And then finally, Ray. I gotta go with Ray. Ray
yeah.
being a boss ass bitch, and she's like, Usagi, you need to tone it down. You got nothing in that fucking head. You need to start, getting a thought in your fucking brain. Love it. I love her so
I
much.
wanted to jump to Usaka's defense, but at the same time, I was in agreement with Ray, so
Yeah, I feel
I'm
it.
torn. So I can love both.
So good. I just want to say that the story is heating up. The next, like, what, 4 chapters
Yeah,
are going to be like so intense.
you're gonna
One,
have
two,
people are
three,
gonna have to
four.
keep up. And when I say people, I mean Paul, because he doesn't know the story, so he's following along with us, and he needs to listen up because there's going to be a lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah, like in the next, like, I think it's really the next 3 chapters, we're getting like the entire backstory. And then of
Yeah,
course there'll be the big battle. But yeah, it's raring up. It's getting so good. I'm so excited to get to these next couple acts. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
I know. I'm excited too.
All right. Well, that's all we have. And next time, we will be reading Act 9, which it's titled Serenity Princess, but I'm just going to call it Princess Serenity because that makes more sense.
Yeah,
So Act 9, Princess Serenity, is the next act. But first, you can follow me on the internet at JustinGray22 on Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And you can find all of my Sims 4 Big Brother series that's currently going. It should still be
yeah,
going by the time this episode airs. So check
yeah.
that
I know
out.
we might be down to the last few though.
I know, super exciting.
Ah. And sorry, you can find us both on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod.
And you can write into us if you so desire at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. Send us a line. We still haven't heard from anyone as the time
Yeah,
we're recording this, and I'm starting to believe we won't, which makes me really
we're
sad.
waiting. We're waiting. No, I have faith. I think someone's going to reach out and say, "Hey."
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
they
so.
will. We've got to give
Koala,
it
if you're out
time.
there, our first review from Koala. Koala, we want to hear
Yeah.
more Koala. Please, Koala.
Yeah, I want to know about you, Koala. How are you doing? What's
But
going
anyway,
on?
yeah, what's the tea? But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and continuing this journey with us through reading the Sailor Moon manga. It's such a joy every time me and Marcella get to do this. We're having so much
It
fun.
is.
Even if only we listen to it, we would still be doing it because it's so much
Oh,
fucking fun.
completely. I love it.
All right, well, I guess that's all we got. So we'll see you guys next week. And in the name of the moon,
We'll be back soon.
bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wine, get my wine poured. I need this wine because as of next week, my friend and I have said we need to like do a bit of a kind of cleanse and
Oh,
you
I
know,
love hearing the sound of that wine pour. Oof.
it's water. It's not wine. I'm like the reverse Jesus. I turn wine into water.
Hey y'all, it's Justin. I know this is the end of the podcast, but listen to how fucking adorable Marcella and I sound in this next clip. I know that I usually only do one like little secret ending clip, but listen to how fucking cute we are. I can't. Ugh, I love this fucking podcast. What can I say?
I know, me too. It just brings so much joy to my life.
I know, same.
I know, me too. It just brings so much joy to my life.
I know, same.